Clara used 8 cans of pie filling to make a recipe. Each can had 621 milliliters of filling in it. To the nearest liter, how many liters of pie filling did she use? Let's go. Okay, this is one of those problems that has multiple steps. And the first big step that we're going to need to figure out is, well, if she's using 8 cans of this pie filling, how many milliliters is that? That's the first big step we're going to have to figure out. Each one of these cans is 621. We're going to have to figure out how many total milliliters in 8 cans of it. So there's step 1. Step 2 is we're going to have to convert that into liters because, see, the pie is measured in milliliters so far, and then they're asking us how many liters did she use. So that's going to be the big step number 2 later on. So let's figure this out one step at a time. And when we have more complicated math problems, it's really important to take it a little bit at a time and keep your work organized so that you can get there in the long run. Okay, we've got 8 cans and each one had 621 milliliters. What do you think you should do with those 2 numbers? Well, if I have 1 can of 621, then 2 cans would be that times 2. 3 cans would be that times 3, and so forth. So if I want 8 cans, I'm going to take this number and multiply it by 8. So let's do that first. 621 milliliters times 8 cans. Let's figure that out together using long multiplication. 8 times 1, that's 8. 8 times 2, that's 16. Carry the 1. 8 times 6, that one's 48. Plus 1 is 49. So what we have here is 4,968 milliliters of pie filling. That's a lot of pie filling. Okay, there's step 1. Now we got to do this whole metric conversion thing though, right? Because we're trying to convert this into liters. So how do we do that? Well, to do my metric conversions, I like using the mnemonic device, King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. That's a memorable way that a lot of students I've worked with have learned it, and it's one that's really stuck with me over the years. So King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. It's a mnemonic device because what that allows us to do is remember the first letter of each prefix. So King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. KHDBDCM. Poor King Henry, right? Must have been lactose intolerant or something. Well, why does that help though? These letters, KHD, etc., these give us the first letter of the metric prefixes that they really represent. So what I've got here is K stands for kilo, H stands for hecta, D is for deca, that's the capital D anyway, B is the base unit, now that's like grams or liters or seconds or something like that. Then little d is deci, and then c is centi, and m is milli. And this is the code. King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. I recommend you remember this one because it's a pretty memorable way to do it. But okay, you have that written out in front of you, and we're trying to convert milliliters into liters. Well, liters doesn't exactly show up on here, but remember the base unit could represent liters when we're talking about volumes of liquid. It could also represent grams if we're talking about mass. It could also represent meters if we're talking about distance. But our base unit here in our case is going to be liters. So what we're trying to do in this problem is navigate from milliliters over to liters, which is our base unit. And the handy thing about this chart is now all I have to do is count how many jumps it takes. 1, 2, 3 jumps to the left. That means I'm going to move the decimal in my milliliters number 1, 2, 3 jumps to the left to get the number in liters. So right now there's a decimal implied right at the end of this number, 4,968 decimal milliliters. And I have to move it 1, 2, 3 spaces to the left right over to here, which makes this number 4.968 liters. So that's the benefit of this chart. I can count how many spaces, I can move the decimal that many spaces, and now I've done my conversion. So this is 4.968 liters. And the question asks to the nearest liter, how many liters of pie filling did she use? Pretty clearly, this is closer to 5 than it is to 4, right? Because the 9 is going to round us up. So she used pretty darn close to 5 liters of pie filling. But our answer is E. And if you got that right,